offered by Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. But before moving to the session, I would like to know who are all on the call today.
हरे कृष्ण रम्य अनिता माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी प्रसाद हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call. Anyone else who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. This is Kamalaki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Komadiki Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna. Very nice to see you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. All glories to all your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. My humble obeisances to you and all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Param Pavani Shama Devidasi from Baltimore, Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Param Pavani Shyama Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, and all glories to your services.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. I saw you were unmuted, but I think you were not able to introduce. But welcome to the call, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. Dandvat pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Jai. Hinga.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Nisaramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shishmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. All glories to Holy Services, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we can go to the recordings. We can read the introduction. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu. So before moving to the call, I would like to read the introduction of Prabhuji. His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu. His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu came to Krishna consciousness in 2004. He has earned a MBBS degree from Grant Medical College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashrama in 2010 and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical and engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhakti Vedanta Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji has done thorough studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we are looking forward to Prabhuji's class. I think Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving us your valuable time and association. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu, and on the Canto 7, Chapter 9 and Text 54. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You can take over.
Krishna, thank you, Mataji, for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishnam Snapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagarna Raghunathanritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachatyade Shutarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, verse number 54. Prinantihi athamāmadhīrā sarvabhāvena sadhavaha shreyaskāma mahabhaga sarvāsāmāshishāṃ patim. My dear Prahlad, you are very fortunate. You know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. For I am the only person who can fulfill all desires of everyone. Purport. The words dhira sarva bhavena do not mean in whichever way you like. Bhava is the preliminary condition of love of Godhead. Atha sakti tato bhavat the prema vitanchati sadhakanam ayam premna paradur bhave krip. Bhavet Kramaha. Bhaktir Sindhu 1.4.16. The Bhava stage is the final division before one reaches love of God. The word Sarva Bhava means one can love the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different transcendental modes of mellows, beginning with Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. In the Shanta stage, one is on the border of loving service to the Lord. Pure devotion, pure love of God begins from Dasya and develops to Sakhya, Vatsalya, and then Madhurya. Still, in any of these 5 mellows, one can render loving service to the Supreme Lord. Since our business is to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can render service from any of the above mentioned platforms. Hare Krishna. So this is almost the culmination of the beautiful pastime of the appearance of Lord Narasimhadev, how Narasimhadev appeared to protect his greatest of the devotees, Prahlad. And so far in this chapter, we have heard Prahlad Maharaj. He offered his beautiful prayers. Beginning with his humility, he expressed his humility. Who am I? I am born in the family of demons. What can I pray? How can I pacify you if all these devtas could not pacify you? And then he says, but still, you are pleased by the devotion. Therefore, I am having this courage. And then he offers beautifully his various prayers, explaining that he is not fearful of the material existence. He is not fearful of the form of the Lord, the ferocious form. He says, I am fearful of the material existence. And then he says, actually, I am more concerned about the fallen conditioned souls of this world. They are suffering. Shoche tato bimpacheta saindriyartha. People in this world, they are trying to solve a problem and the solution becomes a bigger problem. The only solution is, oh my Lord, if one takes shelter of your lotus feet. Otherwise, if somebody is neglected by you, oh my Lord, he cannot do anything. Tadupekshitanam. And then he keeps on glorifying beautifully. He says, oh my Lord, I want association of your devotees. I want to serve Narad Muni. I was fallen in this deep dark well of material existence. Your devotee, Narad Muni, he picked me up from this deep dark well of material existence. And now I am situated in this position. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama bhikama manuya prapatan prasangat kritvatmasa surarshina bhagavan grihita soham katham nu visrijeta vavritya seva. How can I leave the service to my Guru? People in this world, they are just trying to enjoy the body. The body is a lump of matter. Nobody can satisfy oneself. In this way, he offers beautiful prayers, and then Narasimhadev tells Prahlad, please ask for a benediction. Prahlad says, I don't want any benedictions. Lord Narasimhadev says, I like to give benedictions, Prahlad. Please ask something. At this point, Prahlad says, don't tempt me, my Lord. I am not a businessman. But still, because you are telling, please liberate my father. Narasimhadev says, well, your father is already liberated. Your 21 generations are liberated. And then, when Prahlad does not ask anything, Narasimhadev on his own starts giving benedictions, beautiful benedictions. And it begins with the 52nd verse, where Lord Narasimhadev, he tells, my dear Prahlad, I am very pleased with you. Please ask for a benediction. And then he says, actually, it is my pastime to give benedictions. Please ask one. And this verse he says, Prahlad, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows, for I am the only person who can fulfill all desires of everyone. So this beautiful, wonderful story. In fact, actually, this whole thing which Prahlad and Narsimhadev discussion, it will happen in the next chapter. This is just after the culmination of the prayers of Prahlad. Lord Narsimhadev is telling that please ask for benedictions. And in this verse, he is telling that you are such a great devotee. I want to give benedictions. I like to give benedictions to my devotees. And in this verse, Lord Narsimhadev tells, just go back to the verse again, 54th verse, Lord Narsimhadev is offering his benedictions. He says, people who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in different modes of mellows. I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires. This is a very profound statement and very, very powerful statement which Narsimhadev is making. This one statement captures the entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Who is a wise person? And what should be the desire of a living entity? As Bhagavatam describes, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopanga Straparshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Praya Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. Sumedhasaha, who is the most intelligent person? A person who worships the Lord by chanting the names of the Lord. This is the only thing which makes a person most intelligent. That's the only desire which a living entity should have. Otherwise, all the desires which people have in this world, they can never give satisfaction. Hiranyakashipu was a prime example of this. He had everything in life. Saitham nirjit kaku bekarat vishayan priyan yathopajosham bhunjano natripyat ajitendriyaha. He had everything, but still he was not satisfied. Natripyat. This 7th canto describes one of the 10 topics of Bhagavatam called as Uti. Any Mahapuran has 10 topics. In the 2nd canto, 10th chapter, 1st and 2nd verses, Shukadeva Goswami describes what are the 10 topics. Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanamutaya manvantara ishanukatha nirodha mukti and ashraya. The 7th topic is Utaya, Uti. Uti means inclination. 2 types of inclination are described in the 7th canto. Auspicious inclinations and inauspicious inclination. The epitome of inauspicious inclination is represented by Hiranyakashipu. And the epitome of auspicious inclination is represented by Prahlad. In Bhagavatam and in all the scriptures, you'll always find extreme examples given. And many times you wonder, why such extreme examples? Parikshit Maharaj placed a small garland around the neck of Shamit Rishi and he was cursed to die. Such an extreme case. Chitraketu just smiled and he was cursed to become a demon. Such an extreme case. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chota Haridas, he just glanced and spoke to that lady. Mahaprabhu rejected him. The avatar, the embodiment of mercy, rejected a person. Why such examples are given in Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita? These examples are given to show us the extremes of what can happen. Because extremes only can shake us. A living entity staying in Kali Yuga is very dull. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyopatritaha. And to wake up a dull living entity who is intoxicated, you require really strong dosage of some, information or something. Living entity in Kali Yuga, they are intoxicated. Intoxicated with pride, illusion, anger, lust, envy to the highest extent. That's why Rishabdev says, Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya pranoti na sadhuvanne yadatmanoyam asannapi kleshada asadeha. Pramatta means prakrishta rupena matta, completely mad. completely intoxicated. So therefore, these extreme examples are given to shake us out of our comfort zone, out of our complacency, so that we can understand where we are and where we have to go in life. Narsimdev is telling, you are very wise and highly elevated. Because only a person who is wise and elevated can worship the Lord. Not everyone can worship the Lord. Time and again in Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we hear, what is fortune? What is rarity? Rarity of spiritual life. It is not so easily available. The spiritual practice, especially Krishna consciousness, it is so very rare. Srimad Bhagavatam describes the epitome of a consciousness which a person can rise up to. From Sankuchit Chetana to Purna Viksit Chetana, the transition, it is a long transition. And Bhagavatam takes one to the highest of the levels. Journey of a living entity in this world goes through various stages. It is not so easy journey. A living entity in this world has gone through a lot. It has taken millions of lives for living entities to really come to a level where we can understand that I am not this body, I am soul. When living entity comes in this world, starts misidentifying with the gross and subtle body. I am this body, and things which are related to this body are mine. A layer of false ego is formed, layer of subtle body, layer of gross body is formed. And just like Bhagavatam gives example, Shukdev Goswami 10th canto describes, just like sun illuminates the cloud, but the cloud covers the actual vision of the sun. The cloud of false ego, it is illuminated by the soul shine, the consciousness coming from the soul. But that soul, that cloud covers our actual vision. Who we are, we forget that. Nararajodupacchanna swajyotsna rajutair gane aham mataya bhasitaya swabhasha puruso yatha. As the layers of gross and subtle body are forming, living entity starts forgetting. We forget that we are not this body, we are soul. Jivera Sarupo, Krishna Nityadas, forget all that. And then from this stage of entanglement, one comes to the stage of enjoyment. After staying in this world, a living entity goes through various stages in the journey towards perfection. And the journey towards perfection may take millions of lives. Today morning, Radhanath Swami Maharaj in our temple, he was giving a talk and he was telling that whatever would take for living entities in the Satyuga, millions of years of tapasya, the same opportunity we have in this short lifespan of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, 70 years. That's it. Whatever troubles we may go through, that is worth it as compared to thousands of years of tapasya. What is the tapasya we have to do? But still, living entities, when they are entangled, they can't understand this basic principle. They start enjoying. There are different ways to enjoy. People find out. Even in the Karma Kandi section, there are different ways. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, and gradually they go to Bhakti Yoga. People in this world, after getting kicked up by material nature again and again, still the desire never goes. Srila Prabhupada, he gives the example of a donkey. Very strong example. A dog wants to enjoy, goes to a she-donkey and he's kicked on the face, but still, he never gives up. In this world, we have tried unlimited times to enjoy, but still, we have been kicked by Maya again and again. Nitya Baddha Krishna hoite, Nitya Bahir Mukha, Nitya Samsara Bhunje Nara Kadi Dukha. Kama Krodera Das hoiya Taralati Khai. Bhramite Bhramite Yadi Sadhu Vaidyapai. We are kicked by material energy again and again. But still, the desire to enjoy never goes. Yastvam Visrijate Martya Atmanam Priyamishwaram Viparyayendriyarthanam Vishamat-amritam Tyajan. Vishamat-amritam Tyajan. People in this world, they leave Krishna and they're trying to enjoy Viparya Indriyarthanam. They try to enjoy the senses, thinking that this will give me happiness. What are they doing? Many times they are trying to eat poison, giving up nectar. That is the situation of people of Kali Yuga. That's why Kaviraj Goswami says, how foolish people are, entangled. And that's what Prahlad told Narasimhadev. Prahlad told Hiranyakashipu, what are you doing, O my father? Hiranyakashipu asked, oh my child, what is the best thing you have learned? Prahlad says, my father, the best thing I have learned is bhakti. But don't worry. And he says, you are fallen in deep, dark well of material existence. Tatsadhu manye survarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhyam sadgraha. Just see yourself, you're always disturbed. All the 33 crore devatas were under his control, but still, with just a movement of his eyebrows, he could terrorize the devatas. If we move our eyebrows, what happens? Nothing happens. Nobody gets fearful. In fact, somebody will scold us. But when Hiranyakashipu would raise his eyebrows, devatas would tremble in fear. Such power, such control. Still, he was miserable. Therefore, Kaviraj Goswami says, don't waste your life. Paya manusya janma jaina shune gaura gun hena janma tara vyartha hoila. Paya mrita dhuni piye vishyagarta pani janmi ase kene nahi maila. You've got this human form of life. You're not hearing the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why did you take birth at all? Should have died long back. So therefore, it is so very difficult to come to this understanding. Scriptures, they again and again tell, but still, the material mind and material senses, ego, doesn't allow us to understand this simple principle. Those who want to enjoy this world, they see everything from that vision. Prabhupada gives example of a person who is wearing a red colored glasses sees everything red. A person who has the eyes filled with lust, they'll see everything with that vision. As Bhagavad Gita also says, Kamatmana Swarga Para Janma Karma Falak Pradam. Kam Atma, their Atma is for Kam. They are working only for enjoyment. But then Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, a person who has his heart or her heart like an ocean full of devotion, even though the tons and tons of waters are entering through the rivers, the ocean never overflows. A devotee whose heart is full of Krishna, that means his heart is full of thoughts of service. Even though the desires enter, the desires don't make any difference. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantimapnoti nakama kami. Sashantimapnoti, he becomes peaceful. Nakama kami, he is not the desirer of the desires. Otherwise, people, when they try to enjoy this world, they are kicked again and again. Still, they never understand. This understanding can come only when one enters bhakti, when one starts practicing devotional service. Otherwise, even in the stage of jnana or ashtanga, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakali, ashanta, they are always disturbed because there is a desire. As Kapaladev tells in the third canto, any species of life a living entity enters, that species experiences a certain type of happiness. It doesn't want to leave that. Sukham indriyakam daitya dehinam deha yoginam sarvatra labhyate daiva detha dukkham ayatnatah. Tat prayaso na kartavyo. Happiness is available in all the species of life. Please don't endeavor for that. You know the story of Indra when he became a hog because of a curse. After his duration of curse was over, Narad Muni came and he told Indra, what are you doing? Please come back. Indra, in the body of a hog, he said, how can I come back now? My wife has just given birth to sweet looking babies. I have to take care of them. I have to take care of my wife. The attachment is so very strong. To the last breath of the life, people want to enjoy. Classic example is Dhritarashtra. All his 100 sons were killed. Still, he was living in the palace of Yudhishthira Maharaj, dependent on the throned remnants of Bhima. It took Vidurji to come and speak strong words of chastisement. Aho mahiyasi jantu jivita asha yatha bhavan bhima pavarjitam pindam madatte grihpalvat. Just see your situation, O King Dhritarashtra. The desire to live is so strong that you're living on the throned remnants of Bhima like a dog. Grihapalavat. That is a stage of enjoyment. In the stage of enjoyment, people, they want to do everything. They don't want any stones to be unturned. Squeeze the last drop of happiness from this body. You know, when you wash the cloths and it is wringed, squeezed, first lots of water comes out. Squeeze more, little bit more will come out. Squeeze more, few drops. You keep squeezing. Ultimately, no water is left. Nothing will come out. The body is like that. In the course of enjoyment, people think, I don't know why I'm not able to enjoy now. And then after trying their best, some living entity starts thinking maybe there is something more than this bodily enjoyment. Then they come to the level of karma yoga. From karma kanda to karma yoga. Then they start thinking maybe there is something which is more than this bodily pleasure. I think I should give something to God also. They start realizing the futility of the material world. Sukhaya karmani karoti loko natai sukham vanyaduparamam va vindeta bhuya tate eva dukkham yadatra uktam bhagavan vadena. Vidurji tells, people in this world, they are working for happiness, but they don't get happiness. What they get is more pain. This realization comes after maybe millions of lives, that I can't be happy in this world. This world is made for suffering. But Ishopanishad says that this world is perfect and complete, right? Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Perfect Lord is perfect and complete, and whatever comes from the Lord is perfect and complete. Then if the world is complete and perfect, why there is problems in this world? What is so perfect about this world? The Lord, this world is perfectly made to fulfill the purpose. What is the purpose of this world? The purpose of this world is, one time Srila Prabhupada, he was giving a class and he told, God has made this world for enjoyment. And people were thinking, first time Swamiji is speaking something which we like to hear. And then Prabhupada said, not yours enjoyment, for his enjoyment. What is the enjoyment of Krishna? A father enjoys when the son comes back home. We are like the lost child, wandering in this world since millions of lives. And this world is a facility so that we can go back. So Lord has made this world to frustrate our desires, to purify our desires, to rectify our rebellious mentality, and ultimately to develop love for Krishna. You should always keep this in mind when problem comes in life, especially for a devotee. Devotee doesn't suffer because of the karma. Devotee suffers because of two reasons. Devotees suffer because of the aparadh they do, and devotee suffers because Krishna wants them to rectify their rebellious mentality. They don't suffer because of karma. Karma doesn't work for a devotee, practicing devotee. Because karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. Devotional service is all powerful. Yatha idahamsi samiddhognir bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. Jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. This knowledge of devotion is so powerful. It can burn all the sinful reactions to ashes. So therefore, Brahmaji is telling, I have not made this world for enjoyment. Why are you trying? This body is not for enjoyment. This body is to suffer. Shutritridhatu birima muhurardhyamana shitoshnavat varsha itare taracha kamagnina chutrusha cha sudurbarena sampashyato manaurukramasidate me. Brahmaji, he is really sad. As a very compassionate Vaishnava, this is his job to create this universe, create the bodies of the living entities. And when he sees what type of body he has created, Shutritridhatubhir, hunger, thirst, cough, vata, pitta, always disturbed. From outside, heat, cold, rains, wind, that is not sufficient. These are the gross problems. At the subtle level, Kama Agnina Achyutarusha. The fire of lust is burning and anger is indefatigable, never gets satiated. So therefore, after trying to enjoy, a living entity comes to the stage where he thinks, well, I think there is no enjoyment in this world. I want to connect to the Lord. That's where he starts karma yoga. And then one reaches the next stage of inquisitiveness. He becomes more and more inquisitive. Why I'm not able to enjoy still? I've started offering to the Lord. Why am I still suffering? Then starts the stage of inquisitiveness. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Unless we inquire, we can't get the actual understanding. Inquiry from right people, from right sources. Otherwise, the Vedas are made to bewilder people. It is itself mentioned in Vedas. Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions, Vyamohaya characharasya jagatatstete purana gama tam tam eva hi devatam paramikam jalpantu kalpavadhi siddhante punareka eva bhagavan vishnu samastagama Vyapareshu vivechana vyatikaram niteshu nishchiyate. This verse says, this is a very beautiful verse, comes in the Madhya Lila 20th chapter, 145th verse. Vyamohaya characharasya jagata. All the Puran, all the Agama, they are made to Vyamohaya, to bewilder people. Because in all these scriptures, different devatas are worshipped, they are glorified. In some scripture, Indra is glorified as the supreme. In some scripture, Surya is glorified. Some scripture, Shiva. Some scripture, Devi. But if you really try to go deep, then you will understand Vishnu Samasta Agama. Vishnu is the ultimate goal. If you use your intelligence, then only you will come to. Otherwise, it is very easy to get bewildered. You have to ask questions. Spiritual life begins with inquiry. And then, after inquiring, then he starts thinking, maybe I should get detached from the world. He starts developing knowledge. And knowledge gives detachment for sure. The more we get the knowledge of the futility of the world, the more one gets detached from the world. And gradually, after many, many lifetimes of cultivating this jnana, one comes to the knowledge of bhakti. Bhunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. From Karmakand to Karma Yoga, then Nishkama Karma Yoga, then Jnana. And this Jnana gradually makes one detached. That is Sankhya basically. So we are just discussing how an ordinary living entity evolves, how he reaches perfection. It is a long process. But only a wise person, as Narasimhadev is telling in this verse, only a wise person will worship me. Otherwise, it is not so easy. It may have taken us millions of lives to come to this understanding. The more we hear how lengthy is the process, the more we appreciate the process of devotional service, which is so quick. Instantly, one can come to the highest level just by serving the devotees. The stage of Jnana itself may take many, many lives. Bahunam janmanamante. It is not so easy to get detached from this world. It is very, very rare. And then gradually by practice of jnana, one comes to the understanding, okay, I have developed knowledge about the Lord. I want to see the Lord. Then he reaches a stage of seeing the Lord in the heart, stage of enlightenment or epiphany. That is Ashtanga Yoga. It is not so easy. And the sad part is, Kapaladev describes in the 3rd canto, 28th chapter, after describing the beautiful form of the Lord, which Ashtanga Yogi meditates on. If you are interested in, memorizing some beautiful verses about the form of the Lord, which you can sing in front of the Lord, please memorize this 28th chapter verses from 21 to 33, right from the lotus feet to the lotus face. Beautiful 13, 14 verses are there. Sanchintayed bhagavatas charanarvindam vajrankushadhvaja sarorvalanchanatym uttunga rakta vilasannaka chakramala jyotsna bhirahata mahadaridayandhakaram. It goes on. Ashtanga Yogi meditates on each and every limb of the Lord. But the sad part is, Kapaladev describes, as he's meditating on the form of the Lord, he develops ecstasy. Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo. He develops symptoms of bhava. Bhaktya dravad hridaya utpulka pramoda. His hairs are standing on end. He's crying. Autkantya bashpakalaya muhuradyamana. His voice is choking. Can you imagine Ashtanga Yogi developing all these symptoms of ecstasy? But you know what he does then? You may be thinking, we may be thinking, well, wow, this is the perfection of life. Tacha pichitta badisham shanakair viyumte. Because this Ashtanga Yogi is not so fortunate. This unfortunate Ashtanga Yogi, he gradually takes the mind away from this form of the Lord and focuses on Brahman. How sad it is, how unfortunate it is. It is so very rare to get this practice of devotional service. The process which we have achieved, it is not so easily available. The normal course may have taken millions of lives. But who knows, just by associating with devotees, just by doing some service to devotees, or just by getting some kripa of the devotees, we have got this process. Bhaktya sanjayate bhakti. Otherwise, it is not so easy. There are three types of bhakti also. Pradhani bhuta bhakti, guni bhuta bhakti, and kevala bhakti. Guni bhuta bhakti means when bhakti is secondary. That means karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. They have bhakti as an active ingredient. In chemistry, you must have heard, some people must have heard about the catalyst. Catalyst means which makes the reaction fast. If catalyst is not there, reaction will not happen. Scriptures describe again and again, whether you practice karma or jnana or ashtanga, the active ingredient is bhakti. If bhakti is not there, karma will not give result. Jnana will not give the result. Ashtanga yoga will not give the result. That is called as guni bhuta. And bhakti is secondary, but it is used to get the effect. Then pradhani bhuta means when bhakti is prominent, but still a person has some tinge of karma. Karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, ashtanga yoga mishra bhakti. We are not supposed to do any of that. We are supposed to do kevala bhakti. Keval bhakti means anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. That's what we are doing by the grace of the acharyas, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the English calendar, today is a Teachers' Day in India. Our real Teachers' Day is Vyas Purnima, where we offer our gratitude to the parampara for whatever they have given us. We have got this beautiful process of devotional service by their grace. Otherwise, who are we? Who are we to understand this? We have no qualification. There's a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam. It says, one can never repay whatever our acharyas have done for us. One can never repay whatever the great teachers have given us. One time, Srila Prabhupada, he was giving class and one devotee said, Prabhupada, what can we do to repay whatever you have done for us? Prabhupada said, you can never repay. It is impossible. Whatever you have, whatever is given, we can never repay. But you can show your gratitude by practicing what is being described and by sharing with others. Yaridrishi bhagavato gatiratmavada ekantato nigamabhi pratipaditana tushyantadabra karuna swakritena nityam O nama tat pratikaroti vinoda patram. This verse is spoken by Prithu Maharaj. This verse says, Yairidrishi Bhagavato Gatiratmavada, whatever we have heard from the great souls, Adabra, they are doing by their causeless mercy. What can we do in return? We can, just like when you go to Ganga, we take the water of the Ganga and offer it to Ganga again. What can we do is just offer your gratitude to the Parampara to give us this process of Kevala Bhakti. It is not so easily available. It is rare, rarest of the rare things. And we have got this just by being with devotees. Somebody came and just told, oh, please come for this program. Or for students, some of us, oh, please come for prasad. For students, prasad is only attractive thing. And we were tricked. Srila Prabhupada once asked devotees, am I simple or crooked? So what will devotees say? Devotees said, Prabhupada, you are so simple. Prabhupada said, no, I am crooked. I came to America and I tricked all of you to come to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada just tricked all of us. As Bhagavatam says, great souls cheat for the great cause. It was the greatest cause. Just by association of devotees like Srila Prabhupada, we have got this wonderful process. Our desires are purified. Otherwise, we were also asking for Dhanam, Janam, Sundari, Kavita. After coming to ISKCON, Na is being added. Na Dhanam, Na Janam, Na Sundari, Na Kavita. There is one devotee, one cook in one of the centers where students stay. We call it base. And this cook came thinking that, wow, in ISKCON, we get the opportunity to go abroad. He wanted to go abroad and earn. So he became kind of devotee, started doing some chanting. And when devotees would chant the Sikshashtakam in the morning, he would say, Mama Germany, Germanishware, not Germany, Germany. He wanted to go to America, Germany. By the mercy of the devotees, our desires are purified. Otherwise, what were our desires? We had all the sinful desires, which would have taken us to the lowest of the existences. But just by association of devotees, we have got this process by which we can go to the highest of the existences. The ultimate capacity of a living entity is expressed when one comes to the process of Krishna consciousness. And this has been possible only by the process of association. Bhramite bhramite yadi sadhu vaidyapaye. Tar upadesha mantre pishachi palaye Krishna bhakti paye tabe Krishna nikateyaye. In the olden times, some people, they had the power to remove the poison of the snake just by chanting mantras. We are bitten by this snake of desires. A living entity whose eyes are our eyes. What are our eyes? We see through our eyes, but actually we see through our intelligence. And intelligence creates discrimination. But when our discrimination power is stolen, we become blinded. There is a verse which says, we have been blinded by the thieves. These thieves have taken away my vision, O my Lord. And because of this, a blind person running in the forest, what will happen? He'll fall down in ditch. And in this ditch, there is no water. There are snakes. What are these snakes? The snakes of desires. They are biting me. The snakes of desires, they arise from the mind and they are biting me. Manasi japani jushte labda patosmi dushte timiragahana rupe hanta sansara kupe. अजित निखिल रक्षा हेतु संसार दक्षा उपनय मम हस्ते भक्तिरज्जु नमस्ते. Manasija, that which takes birth from the mind. Manasija fanijushte, that snake which is taking birth from the mind, snake of desires, bitten me. And in this deep dark well of material existence, it is darkness everywhere. Timira Gahan, deep, dense darkness. Oh my Lord, you are Ajita. You are unconquerable. Who can conquer you, oh my Lord? And you are expert in protecting your devotees. You are Daksha. Please take me out of this well. If somebody is fallen in the well, how do you take him out? You have to throw a rope. What is this rope which is being thrown in this well for us? This is a rope of devotion. Bhakti Rajju Namaste. So this Bhakti Rajju is given by devotees. Krishna has appeared in various forms in this world. He comes as scriptures, Bhagavatam. He comes as Archa Vigraha. He comes as devotees. He comes himself. So therefore, ordinary course of advancement is a long process. By the mercy of the devotees, we have bypassed all that. So how careful we should be to get maximum advantage and get the highest benefit. And for that, we have to show our gratitude to our devotees, to the saintly people, to our acharyas. By depending on them. In this world, nobody wants to be dependent. But we can't live without depending on others. We are dependent on everybody around us. But because we are dependent on everybody around us, for small things. If somebody is, if the person who cleans the garbage does not come, we'll be helpless. We are dependent on so many people around us. We have to show our extreme dependence on Supreme Lord and devotees of the Lord. Jnanavalambaka kechit karma avalambaka vayam tu haridasanam padatrana avalambaka. Some people take shelter of jnana, some people take shelter of karma. But he says, Vayam tu haridasanam padatrana avalambaka. As far as I am concerned, I am taking shelter of the slippers of the devotees, the shoe of devotees. That's our devotees. That's how we should feel always. Because without association, nothing happens. We will not even understand what to desire. Our desires are purified. We have developed the right type of desires only when we come in association of devotees. Otherwise, our desires were very sinful. Somehow, by some great fortune, we have come in association. Some Brahmand Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan. It is so very rare. Guru and Krishna Kripaya. By the mercy of devotees, by the mercy of the Lord, we have got this wonderful process. We have understood what to desire. We may not be desiring that now, but at least we know what should we desire. At present, the expectations which Mahaprabhu has, they may look very far off. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagdish. At least desire to have that desire. Understand where we were and where we have come. Maivam mamadhamasyapi syate vachyuta darshana riyamana kalanadya kvachittarati kaschana. It is such a rare fortune. Akrura, as he is entering Vrindavan, he sees the footprints of Krishna with all the 19 symbols. He starts rolling in the ground, expressing his great joy, fortune. How sinful, how unfortunate I was serving Kansa. Mayavam mamadhama. So I was so adhama. Today I will get darshan of Achyuta. How is this possible? He says, by some inconceivable good fortune. Just like in the waves of the ocean, two straws, they come together by some coincidence. The same coincidence has happened in our life by the mercy of the devotees. They have brought us together with Krishna. Otherwise, we have developed our relation with millions of people in this world so far. But they have not given us happiness and satisfaction. We have served our senses, we have served our anarthas, millions of lives, but still no satisfaction, no joy, no peace. Kamadinam katina katida palita durinidesha tesham jata maina karuna natrapanopasanti उत्सृज्य एतानथ यदुपते साम्प्रतं लब्धबुद्धि त्वामायात शरणम् अभयं मां योऽंश्वात्मदास्ये. A devotee is offering this prayer. Oh my Lord, I've served my anarthas millions of lives, Kam Adi. But they are so ungrateful masters. Any master of this world will give retirement after serving him for some years, some decades. I have served them for millions of lives. Tesham jata mai na karuna, no mercy, na trapa, no relief, no upashanti, no peace. Then why to serve such masters? Utsrijyeta nata yadupate, O Yadupati, O Krishna, in this life, by your mercy, I have given up the senses, service to my senses. At least we have made a decision, right? I don't want to serve my senses. We have made the decision. We have to pray to the Lord. Please allow me to continue my vows, the decision which I have taken. Please help me. Please show mercy. So that's how we have to keep on praying to the Lord. Whatever we have received, keep it. We should keep it. Otherwise, it is so very easy to lose it. Narsimdev tells here, I am the only one who can fulfill all the desires. All the other, anything else of this world cannot fulfill the desires. Rupam bhagavato yattat manah kantam shuchapaham. The form of the Lord is pleasing to the mind and pleasing to the eyes. Sarvendriya gunanjanam, it can please all the senses. Chaitanya chandrera lila aparagad. Mahaprabhu's pastimes are unlimited. Only by absorbing the mind and the senses in these pastimes. Sarvendriya tripta hoye shravane. All the senses can be pacified. And it is not a one-way struggle. All the other process, Prabhupada would tell many times, it is like a baby monkey catching hold of the mother. Mother does not do anything. But the process of bhakti is so wonderful. It is like a kitten being carried by the cat. The Lord is more eager to take us back than we are eager to go back. What we have to do is just stay in the process. Don't leave the process. The Lord is so very eager to take us back. He's searching for all the fallen conditioned souls. Keep on sending his devotees. Please try to save, rescue. The rescue mission is always going on. What we have to do is stay connected. Stay in the boat which Srila Prabhupada has given us. And for sure, we will develop our relation with the Lord. And we will also experience the same ecstatic symptoms which we hear in the Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are not just the theories. We can experience this by sincere practice. Thank you very much. I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Anybody send it?
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Very beautiful class, Prabhuji. So many nice points you said, and so many slokas you quoted, Prabhu, from Shastras. It's very beautiful. I loved the point when you said, sorry, Prabhu, I'm just switching the devices. When you said the person had the desire and he was saying, Mum, Germany, Shwari. Certainly, Prabhu, you said don't not leave the process and stay in the process. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful class. I would certainly go again and listen to your class because of the shlokas, actually. There's so many beautiful shlokas you quoted, and certainly the shlokas are coming from Shastras. So they give more deeper understanding when you go and read, especially Srila Prabhupada's purports. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhuji, I see Radha Jyoti Mataji has her hand raised already. Are you okay with some questions, Prabhu?
Yeah, yes. We have some time.
Hari Bol, Hari. Radha Jyoti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranam to you, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranams to you, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for your session today. And I'm grateful to you. I have a few questions. Prabhuji, you mentioned about that 21 generation will be liberated. So, why Lord gave the benediction to the 21 generation? Because Bhakt Prahlad, the great Paramhansa, was asking for only his father's liberation. But Lord gave such a great benediction. So, could you please help to understand this factor, Prabhuji?
If something is coming freely, we should not question why it is coming. Mahaprabhu Narsimha is giving benediction, and that is his magnanimity. Acharyas don't mention, I don't know at least why he said only 21. But I can say that Mahaprabhu and Narsimha is happily giving. Some people ask why all the avatars are taking birth in India only. What is the problem? It is a luxury. Indians have all the avatars are taken birth here, and that is Lord's desire. We cannot question why Lord is doing what he's doing, because he is a person. He has his desires. He has his ways of working. It is just like if I ask what is your favorite color, and you say something yellow or blue, and I ask why only yellow or blue, you will say, well, that is my desire. That is my liking. You can't question the liking of a person. So the Lord is Varadaraj. He likes to give benedictions. And when Lord is in his good mood, he gives much more than what a living entity deserves. So that is the glory of the Lord. He's not calculative. When he's happy, he showers his mercy much more than what we deserve. So that is how Narsimha has given this benediction. And Acharyas, they don't actually give reasons of why only 21. Maybe if somebody else has read something, they can put some light to it.
Prabhuji, you mentioned about the concept of this world is being perfect and complete. You explained about the how the world is perfect by fulfilling our purpose, that is a spiritual purpose, which is perfect. But what about the complete concept that you were trying to teach us? You have not explained that. Could you please explain?
The same thing, complete means it completely fulfills the purpose. Same, perfect and complete means it perfectly and completely fulfills the purpose of why it is made for. The purpose of this world is to send the living entities back to the spiritual world. That is the complete purpose. So the same thing, it is perfect and complete means the purpose is completely fulfilled by, this universe of creating at least the desire to go back, and then facilitating the desires by sending devotees, by coming himself as avatars, by sending scriptures. So that's how Lord very nicely facilitates all the desires and also the desire to go back to the spiritual world. That's why it is called as complete also. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I have two questions more. Prabhuji, you mentioned about the concept of depending, and you said that we should depend on our parampara and acharyas. So, by following the instructions of them, that is how we depend, or could you please explain more on this?
The principle of Sharanagati, it has 6 limbs. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyati iti vishvaso goptritve varnam satha atam nikshepa karpanye shadvidha sharanagati. The symptoms of surrender or depending on the Lord begins with accepting what is favorable and rejecting what is not favorable. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Rakshishyati iti vishvaso, having firm faith that Krishna will protect me in all situations. Gopatritve, developing relation with the Lord. Atam nikshep, depending, that means understanding that whatever I want, Krishna, whatever I need, Krishna will give that. In the mood of very humble servant, karpanya. So it begins with accepting the favorable and rejecting the unfavorable. As Rupa Goswami tells in Nectar of Instruction, 6 things which are favorable, 6 things which are not favorable. So that's how it begins. The dependency begins with these things. And the more we get purified, the more we learn to depend on the Lord in every situation. That intelligence is given by the Lord himself. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So that's how dependency is. Depending on the Lord means cooperating with devotees also. When we depend on the Lord, and the Lord tells us to do something, we do that. And the Lord is pleased when we cooperate with the devotees. Varam vrinidvam bhadrambo yuyam me nripanandana sauhardena pratak dharma tushtoham sauridenava. Lord tells to the Prachetas, why I am pleased with you? Because you are cooperating amongst each other. Depending on the Lord means depending on the devotees also. Cooperating with devotees also. Because it is easy to depend on the Lord. We may say that I am depending on the Lord, but to depend on devotees is more difficult thing. Because their ego comes in. Because Lord, oh, he is supreme and I am insignificant, so I can depend on the Lord. Depending on the devotees, oh, he has come with me only in Krishna consciousness. Why should I depend on him? In fact, I have brought him to Krishna consciousness. I told him how to put tilak and dhoti. So, as we advance in Krishna consciousness, we have to learn the intricacies of bhakti. It is much more than just superficially chanting 16 rounds, following principles. That is good. But as many of us are here, practicing for decades, maybe for many years or decades also. So we have to go to the next level. Ultimately, depending on the Lord, depending on the devotees, and depending on the devotees means following what they are saying. That is dependency. Otherwise, oh, I depend on the devotees, but you don't tell me to do all these things. I don't like. And then where is the dependence? Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I ask one last question, please?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, in Canto 2, Chapter 9, I forgot the verse number I read. I was revising. I read one sentence there that the bhakti begins when we are committed to the devotional services, and when we are not 100% dedicated to the devotional service, no, till that moment our bhakti doesn't start. So that is the
Where it is
that
mentioned?
in Canto 2, Chapter 9. I forgot
Which
the verse
verse?
number. I forgot.
No, actually, there is some
So,
technical
29.
error in this statement. Bhakti does not begin till the
No,
time
no.
we do not surrender.
It must be my comprehended statement. It is not the exact sentence, but that was the meaning that I derived from that.
No, it will not be the case. You can just find out
Okay.
the exact statement, because bhakti does not depend on, it is not about practicing Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti means it is not that only pure devotee can practice pure devotion. A sadhaka can also practice pure devotion. Uttam Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti is Uttam Bhakti, right? Sadhana
But
Bhakti is
Prabhu, you
not a
was
mixed
mentioning
devotion.
about the vice and the what you said. You mentioned that only wise and the highly elevated person can worship the Lord. So that was the question, Prabhuji.
That is what Narsimdev tells. I was just speaking the statement. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. That means those who are developed already relation with the Lord. It is about them. It is about the level of bhav bhakti. Prabhupada writes in the purport about bhav bhakti, right? We are not practicing, at least I can tell about myself, not at the level of bhav bhakti. We are practicing sadhana bhakti. And sadhana bhakti is uttam bhakti. It is not that only bhav bhakti and prem bhakti is uttam bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is also uttam bhakti. We may not be pure, but the bhakti which we are practicing is pure. Pure means we are pure in our desires. We may not be purified of our anarthas, but our desire to serve the Lord is pure because we are not depending on any other devata, any other process, any other karma, jnana, yoga. That makes the bhakti pure, right? So pure bhakti does not mean getting purified of the anarthas. No, that will take a long time. But we are practicing pure devotion. We may not be pure, but the bhakti which we are practicing is pure bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is pure bhakti. All the limbs of sadhana bhakti are pure. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, they are pure limbs. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, eternally grateful to
Thank
you,
you.
and thank you for answering all my questions.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Param Pavini Mataji, Danva Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the opportunity. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for beautiful, inspiring, and very, very I'm out of words, very vibrant lecture. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is,
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, my question is, you glorified the process of bhakti yoga, and step by step, like how people do karma kanda, then karma yoga, nishkam karma yoga, jnana yoga, then finally to bhakti yoga. After learning all of this, how should we feel humility that, oh, I'm practicing bhakti yoga, and so without thinking that, oh, I have did a lot of things before. I hope you understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. One devotee asked Prabhupada, all of us must have heard this. Prabhupada, what did we deserve? What did we do to get this process of Krishna consciousness? What did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said, you don't deserve this process. I gave you this process. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't do anything. We are just the insignificant recipients of this mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the current acharyas and the devotees.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing belongs to us, nothing ours. That should be the mood of a devotee always. It is nothing mine. Because the moment we think, actually I deserve it, that means we have not understood the process of bhakti.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with Trinadapi Sunishana. As Mahaprabhu says, wear this shloka around the neck as a mala, kanthi mala, on the thread of the holy names, to string it. So a devotee never feels that I deserve this. I deserve the mercy of the Lord. No, that means we have not understood the process of devotion. Because even the greatest of the devotees, what are they telling? Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, though the Ratna Manjari, Rupa Manjari and Lavanga Manjari, they are saying, नीच जाति नीच सेवी करी नीच काज तोमारो अग्रते प्रभु कहिते बसिलाज जगाए मधाय होइते कोटि कोटि गुण अधम पतित पापी आमी दुईजन. They are saying we are more fallen than Jagai Madhai. We are serving niche people. We are fallen people. We are serving them. We are Malech Jati, Malech Sevi, Kori Malech Karma. When Mahaprabhu, and this is not just the words they are speaking, they are actually humble. They mean it. And then Mahaprabhu says, Haji se dohara naam rupa sanatan, dainya chhad, dainya tumar, phate moraman. We must have heard this hundreds of times. You know. So a devotee is always in this mood that I don't deserve anything. Who are we? We have not practiced all these different paths to come to the process of bhakti. We have just become the recipient of this bhakti by the mercy of the devotees. That should be the mood of a devotee. We should always look in the past. What were we doing before coming to Krishna consciousness?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And where are we now? It is all by the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada and devotees. So that is how a devotee feels always. Nothing belongs to me. Even Arjuna was telling like this. The greatest of the warriors. When he returned to Hastinapur, defeated by simple cowherd men, they kidnapped all the wives of Krishna. And he says, I am the same warrior. These are the same horses, same chariots, same arrows. I could not do anything. Everything has become null and void because Krishna has left. Tadvai dhanus taishava ratho hayaste soham rathi nipatayastadanamanti sarvam shanena tadabhu dasadishariktam asad ishariktam. Krishna has left. Everything has become null and void. Prabhupada writes there in the purport, one should not be proud of the borrowed plumes. Nothing belongs to us. That's how a devotee should always feel. Nothing belongs to me. Whatever I have, whatever I am able to do, whatever our skills or capabilities or anything we have, it is all given by the Lord. Given by the mercy of the Guru Parampara. We have to just use it in their service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. All gracious Guru Maharaj and you. My humble obeisances to your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble
Thank you,
obeisances.
Param
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Thank you, Matri. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, also, I had that question too, also that Hemangi Mataji, Hemangi Gopeshwari Mataji is asking.
3:28, 21 to 33.
3:28.
21 to 33.
31 to 33. Okay,
I hope
Mataji, you got the answer. Prabhuji, one more question that comes into my mind. During your class, you were talking about Kapila Deva. Prabhu, I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita last week, and actually that question came into my mind. Srila Prabhupada in second chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, very start verse, first or second, Srila Prabhupada is saying about the system. I put the verse in the chat box too. The systems of philosophers like Kanada, Kapila, and Dattatreya are dangerous creatures in the
This
oceans.
Kapil is not a Kapil of son of Devahuti. He is an atheistic Kapil. There are two Kapilas. It was the atheistic Kapila has propagated a philosophy where the end is not Krishna.
Okay.
The 23 elements of the material nature, 24th is Atma, 25th is Paramatma. But this atheistic Kapila, he has propagated a philosophy where he has not mentioned that there is Paramatma also. That is the atheistic Kapila.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. I kind of heard about that thing again, in some of the classes. I don't remember the speaker, but they were saying there are two Kapilas. One mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam,
Yes.
one mentioned other one. But I never
Correct.
heard of actually another Kapila anywhere else. Okay.
I've also heard only this much, whatever Srila Prabhupada writes. But if you go in the outside literary world, the Kapila which they study is the atheistic Kapila only. They don't study the son of Devahuti. Yeah, this philosophy is very prevalent. Atheistic
see.
Kapila's philosophy. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't even have
Okay.
to read whole Srimad Bhagavatam, so we won't go and read Kapila. Hari bol. Thank you, Prabhu. Very
Thank
beautiful
you.
class.
Hare Krishna.
And thank you for your time for staying behind for the question answer session, Prabhu. That's very nice of you. Thank you, dear devotees, for attending Srimad Bhagavatam lecture. If everybody is able to unmute themselves or switch on their videos, Hari bol. Somebody was saying something. Hari bol. Okay, let us pay our humble obeisances to Prabhuji and all the assembled Vaishnavas on the call. Vancha
Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Nanta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki
Guru Srila Prabhupada ji ki Praise Gaur Vilas Prabhuji ki
Gaur Premanande Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Dandavat Pranam, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Gauranga.
Krishna Hare
Gauranga.